It's ready. Get this ready, man.
Grand ovations for those who've been up grinding. I'm getting me some select carbs. I felt carb depleted. Mark Twain. Let me read this to you. Let me read this. I was just on Facebook. I'm not no bragger, nothing like that, but the reality. I was on Facebook. And I just went off over there. I told them they better get rid of that Facebook page. I've had enough. But they're not going to. Now first let me read this. And I don't want nobody to get confused when I read this, okay? Marco Polo to Mark Twain. Many celebrity came calling to modernize. Tagore was so impressed with the Theosophical Society and its banyan trees that he first decided to start a university there. Why am I stating this? Because Mark Twain linked up with the abolitionist movement, coming to know characters like Frederick Douglass and Harriet Beecher Stowe. Frederick Douglass, characters. Now, it means something different, not what it means today, like somebody in a costume portraying a character. And but as far as the socialist ideology, you got to remember Mark Twain was a Republican, for the Republic. There was no democracy, never has been. That's a lie created by the Zionist zealots, the fake small hatters. And I'm going to say what needs to be said, regardless of how people feel. You can research this shit. And why am I saying this? The Theosophical Society had a lot to do with Mark Twain's swing, but Mark Twain was a very intelligent man. As he states one time, all men have heard of the Mormon Bible, but few except the elect have seen it, or at least taken the trouble to read it. I brought away a copy, which I read the shit. Anyway, I brought away a copy from Salt Lake City, Utah. The book is a curiosity to me. It is such a pretentious affair, and yet so slow, so sleepy, such an insipid mess of inspiration. It is chloroform in print. If Joseph Smith composed this book, the act was a miracle. Keeping awake while he did it was at any rate phenomenal. A phenomenal. Why? Because it's a fake religion. Joseph Smith was one of the heirs and one of the problems that we deal with today. Every time the mother come over my door, I'll be like, don't even come over here, bro. Don't bring the young ass over here. Mine's easily conditioned and poisoned. The Bible, it is full of interest. It has noble poetry in it, and some clever fables, and some blood-drenched history, and some good morals, and a wealth of obscenity, and upwards of 1,000 lies. Facts. It's not the parts of the Bible I don't understand that bother me. It's the parts I do understand. Why am I using Mark Twain? Well, literally, because it's based upon facts. Those who would subjugate. Now, I know people are going to go to, well, what did he say? What did Mark Twain say as far as Hindustan and all that other shit? Okay, all right. Let's see here. He stated what I've stated many a times, between North America and Hindustan, which sometime around Mark Twain's time became India, because they wanted to usurp their identity. India is the cradle of the human race, the birthplace of human speech, the mother of his story, and the grandmother of legend, and the great-grandmother of traditions. These are new things. Great-grandmother, what does that mean? At the time of Mark Twain, when was Mark Twain born, y'all? How long was he alive? When did everything take place? And how many great-grandparents would it be from there? Why is it nobody pays attention to the words that are being put out in front of them? Because they know that in the school system, they've educated that you only look for so far, but never deeper than what you perceive, based upon the perception. But the perception meant to be accepted when you see it. This is mushroom pasta, y'all. Yep. With pesto, basil pesto, and garlic pesto. I need it. Oh, it's delicious. Anyway, Let me make this statement. Let me make it clear. I figured more people would be here, but it's Friday, right? Oh, let me say this. I'm not gonna say the amount. I'm not gonna do the amounts anymore. It's slow. It's slow. I don't know why. Well, I have an idea. So I wanted to say, Orlando Kane, cardio. Appreciate that, brother. All right. A donation, y'all. Made, I think, this morning, because I didn't see it yesterday. How dare that any one of these fraud motherfucking Ashkenazis think they're going to continue to dig up shit and tell our fucking history in a lie. And when they live in the biggest lie, and they've been the biggest perpetrators of lies the world over. How dare anybody, any pale-skinned motherfucker going to tell our story, and any motherfucker of their cousins, and we're going to say Japhanites, the youngest of the family. Y'all open a fucking can of worms. So what? You're all in charge of weapons and shit. We don't care no more. We had enough. Now you probably got a bunch of motherfuckers that don't believe in this shit. And that was accomplished. Good going. Every time I turn around, I put in archaeological digs and stuff. These motherfuckers are digging every fucking where to tell their fake ass stories. I look at that fake ass Ashkenazi with the glasses, the tall motherfucker, start working for the History Channel, walking around with his symposium up, and then the Jews, and at this time, and in Palestine, they're all way with the thought and dot out in the steps and blah blah blah. And I'm like, if somebody don't sit that motherfucker down, looking like a radio announcer, that radio motherfucker, his perverted ass self, Howard Stern. That sick fuck. People talking about, oh, Mary Povich, niggas. Fuck him. He was silently one of our problems. Not created the shit you see now. Stupid asses. You think people will wake the fuck up and know better. Letting no retarded ass racists come on there and dumb niggas and fake motherfuckers putting on shows and acts. My brother and his wife, my biological brother, meaning saying his wife went on there. I guess they were thirsty for $1. You know, niggas on the East Coast, they'll do anything for a fucking $1, just like the West Coast. Nah, I mean that, and I say what I mean. Sad as it is. But when Murray came out, that was the downfall right there. That was that motherfucker. You know how the chart go like that? That was when shit started. People's moral subjugation, everything else. I'm grown. I do what I want. I'm grown. I do what I want. I do what I want. I'm grown. Not the mama. Not the daddy. Come on, y'all. I said I was going to come on and read, but god damn it. I go to sleep and wake up and it's like, okay. And I was starving when I woke up. I was going to do the lobster one, but I didn't want to taunt y'all with the lobster one. Oh yeah, lobster. I got crap. Oh yeah. Roaches of the sea, whatever the fuck. Them goofy motherfuckers that be thinking that. Y'all just don't get it. Yes. But in the text, how it's being used by Mark Twain, when you read everything, it's talking about the new world. Because he he found then a lot of knowledge dealing with the Theosophical Society. That's why I told people to get some books and pay attention and read up on the Theosophical Society. I've done that for years now. Only one person knew what I was talking about, and that was Carter, my brother of mine, friend, teaches Kung Fu, Vietnam vet, Marine, Hebrew. He was the only one that knew about what I was talking about. Everybody else was like, what's Red talking about? I was like, God damn. I was like, we are so far behind. Great grandmother means right here, to here, then the children. Isn't that just 100 years? And within that 100 years, isn't that within a 30-year period too? Right now we're having babies having babies. So it changed the whole demography of that. It shows that the perversion is working. That everything that they set out to do, well, you see it in your hand, right before you. Oh my God, this is good. I'm gonna eat that cat up. Olive oil, garlic, basil. Delicious. There's something else to watch now. Anyway, let me go ahead and read a little bit. And get off of here and we'll come back a little later. And I want to read this evening. I want to read. You already know what I want to read. Woman of Lemuria. I know some of y'all are like, read Black people of indigenous to America. We get to that. We got a lot of things. Right now we're dealing with some very, very vile things, y'all. You know what I mean? Very vile things. Right? Am I right? I mean, if I'm wrong, say Red, you're wrong. I always tell you, say Red, you're wrong. And I'll be like, and do it with context. Articulate it. I'm not somebody that comes in for a moment and it falls off. I'm always there. No ADD, no ADHD, no HD, none of that. I'm solid all the way around. That I am. I don't change with the fucking weather. If I tell you I love you, I love you. If I tell you that I respect you, I respect you. If I tell you that I'm there, I'm fucking there. If I express something to you, I fucking mean it. If you're a second guesser, if that's the life you've lived or what you've acclimated to, then that's who you are. I am not there. I don't change because they spray all day and you can see the spray and you can see the clouds. And the clouds are starting to mingle away from the spray. It's funny when you watch the phenomena. Last night I was sitting there and my heart was just a beating. I was like, wait a minute, my magnesium levels are right, this, that, and the other. Stop it. I don't stress about shit. I was like, these motherfuckers are really working overtime. A lot of people here haven't been poisoned with the food, the high fructose corn syrup. Motherfuckers coming over the border. They're just gonna pick up the fucking bodies. They're gonna take them, purify them, they're gonna do whatever they gotta do. But you motherfuckers ain't getting it, are you? I'll go down in history when it's all said and done. And there goes the one brother that was trying to tell everybody, and everybody kept ignoring in their little self-fake righteous motherfucking. Anyway. Let me go ahead. George Jones, An Original History of Ancient America. Motherfuckers are scared and don't even know what you're scared about. Pathetic. I'm just going to keep going until there's nothing to go. You see how they come in and they run out? I make you motherfuckers scared. Do I scare y'all? You scare yourselves. Fucking pathetic. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this going. The ceiling and company. But instead of the rough stones overlapping or being covered with stucco, as at Palenque, the layers of stones are beveled as they rise. Beveled as they rise. Pretty fucking beautiful. I've seen it before. And present an even and polished surface throughout the laying of the, come on down. All right, laying and the polishing of the stones are as perfect as under the rules of the best modern masonry. In this apartment, we determined to take up our abode, and under a roof tight as when sheltering the heads of its former occupants. We were not buried in the forest as at Palenque, and from every part of the terrace we looked over a field of ruins. From the center apartment, the divisions on each wing corresponded exactly in size and finish, and the same uniformity was preserved in the ornaments throughout. The roof was tight, and the apartments were dry. In one apartment, the walls were coated with a very fine plaster of Paris, equal to the, that's questionable if that's what it was, equal to the best seen on walls in this country, the United States. The rest were all of a smooth polished stone. There were no paintings, stucco, ornaments, sculptures, tablets, or other decorations, whatever, or whatsoever. Mr. Stephens then relates the finding in a ruined chamber of a beam of wood, for example, the jogolo, about 10 feet long and very heavy, which had fallen from its place over the doorway. On the face was a line of characters carved or stamped, almost obliterated, but which we made out to be hieroglyphics, and so far as we could understand them, similar to those of Copan and Palenque. I cannot help deploring the misfortune of not being assured of the safety of this being. By what feeble light and pages of American history are written. There are at Uxmal no idols, as at Copan, not a single stuccoed figure or carved tablet, as at Palenque, except this beam of hieroglyphics. Though searching earnestly, we did not discover any one absolute point of resemblance. That means nothing in common to it, other than which they already know, which was between the three places, Uxmal, Palenque, blah, 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 and here. The hieroglyphics of all the ruins bind them together as one people. The difference in the finish of the edifices and their various states of preservation at once point to different ages in which they were erected. A principal ornament at equidistance, that means equal distance, and the outward cornice is important, and is thus described by Stephens, and strictly agrees with the folio work by Waldeck. These are other people who wrote on their researches here. It is the face of the death's head with wings expanded. It is the face of the death's head with wings expanded. Now you know about the Nazis with the wings and the skull. And rows of teeth projecting, in effect somewhat like the figure of a death's head on tombstones with us. It is 2 feet across the wings and has a stone staple about 2 feet long by which it was fastened to the wall. And here it is. They hijack everything that we do and they give it some kind of false meaning representing something that has nothing to do with what it was. This is what I'm talking about. These motherfuckers need to stop. Leave our shit alone. Get their little half-breed children and everybody else. It's not hate. I just had enough. I went to sleep. I had a dream. I woke up 4:30 and I was pissed the fuck off. Like that. And motherfucker don't want to be in my face because I listen, man. Come with that. But man, listen here, man. I had enough. I had enough of these motherfuckers. Either they're gonna wake up and get it the fuck together, or we can have it. We can have it out. God damn it. We already done anyway. Oh no, we done, y'all. That fake ass, not us, autochthonists. I'm talking about this country as you know it. Oh no, it can still stand. But you motherfuckers are lazy and everybody else is lazy and got the pale skins running around with a fake privilege. They don't even know how to operate with that. All right. If I'm wrong, say Red, you're wrong. Now articulate, express it, express how I'm wrong. Don't miss a fucking beat. Arthur Kessler and his relatives, the fake ass 13 tribe, non-existent lying motherfuckers who ain't shim, who are Yaphanites, just like the Mongols, but they're half-blood. Then they mixed everybody up, y'all. That was they were out to do that anyway, just to eradicate the truth of history. Oh, I believe there's something way bigger than all of us, God damn it. And we play a major part with it. But I ain't gonna fuck with it. Somebody want to test the waters and be hard-headed. So I had to pick him up by his collar and let him know you don't do that. Bottom fucking line. Anyway, Arthur Kessler and the 13 tribe. They get to close to 2, they will test you. And for those who've had cats, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not a mama cat. I'm not a daddy cat. I'm not going to get down there scrapping and biting and no, I watched it. No. No, he's going to learn. There's a no-go place and there's a go place. Bottom goddamn line. Anyway, the fake-ass Ashkenazis, the fake-ass Jews. It's what the fuck you are. If you come over here looking, you're fake, you're fraudulent, bottom fucking line. I would like to see a fat chick come and fat chick that. They're fucking up so bad right now. The Black Death of 1347 and 8 accelerated listen to this. The Black Death of 1347-48 accelerated the depopulation of the former Khazar heartland between Caucasus, Don, and Volga, where the steppe culture had reached its highest level, and the relapse into barbarianism was, by contrast, more drastic than adjoining regions. This is 1347, y'all. Adjoining regions. As Barron wrote, the destruction of departure of industrious Jewish farmers, artisans, and merchants left behind a void which in those regions has only recently begun to be filled. Not only Khazaria was destroyed, but also the Volga country, together with the last Caucasian strongholds of the Alans and Cumans, and the southern Russian principalities, including Kiev. During the period of disintegration of the Golden Horde, from the 14th century onward, the anarchy became, if possible, even worse. In most of the European steppes immigration, I asked y'all to look up into the steppes, and y'all chose not to. Pathetic. He berates us and oh, shut up. You damn right. I ain't gonna stop till you fucking get it together. Why you keep following a bunch of know-nothings? Anyway, European steppes immigration was the only way left open for populations who wanted to secure their lives and livelihood. The migration towards safer pasture was a protracted, intermittent process which went on for several centuries. They were warring against the autochthonous people of those lands, people. It's that fucking simple. The Black Death. You don't get it? The Khazar Exodus was part of the general picture. It had been preceded, as already mentioned, by the founding of Khazar colonies and settlements in various places in the Ukraine and southern Russia. There was a flourishing Jewish community in Kiev long before and after Rus took the town from the Khazars. Similar colonies existed in now see how they call them Jewish now. All of a sudden now it's supposed to stick their identity. But we also know that the Abkhazarians, the true Shemitic people, were there. Anyway, various places in the Ukraine and southern Russia, there was a flourishing Jewish community in Kiev long before and after the Rus took the town from the Khazars. And similar colonies existed in Perestrovo and Chernigov, and a Rabbi Moshe of Kiev studied in France from around 1160, and a Rabbi Abraham of Chernigov studied in 1181 in the Talmud School of London. The Lay of Igor's Host mentions a famous contemporary Russian poet called Kogan, possibly a combination of Kohen, priest, and Kagan. Sometime after Sarkel, which the Russians called Biela Visa, was destroyed, the Khazars built a town of the same name near Chernigov. There is an abundance of ancient place names in the Ukraine and Poland which derive from Khazar to Zid, Jew, Zidor, Mozozwek, Kozazawo, Zidowski, Wola, Zidatsix, and so on. They may have once been villages or just temporary encampments of Khazar Jewish communities on their long trek to the west. Similar place names can also be found in the Carpathian and Tatra mountains, and in the eastern provinces of Austria, even the ancient Jewish cemeteries of Karakov and Sandomires, both called Kavriari, or assumed to be of Khazar Kabar origins. While the main route of the Khazar Exodus led to the west, some groups of people were left behind, mainly in the Crimea and the Caucasus. Now, we know what the Caucasian actual man looked like. We know who we settled Europe. We're going way back. And we know that these motherfuckers were infiltrating, and that's what he's not writing in here. But you can see it laid out by certain hints about what was going on. It was the upheaval, the betrayal, and the destruction of the ancients, the Shem, the actual Shemitic people. That they had their new identity and they wanted to keep it. And if you have wars and you have young ones growing up calling you the Jew and the rabbi some new made up shit, right? What happens? Well, you see where we're at right now. And then as far as religion goes, then here comes King James in the 1500s, fleeing that persecution and death to go back with this history, which was berated and lost kind of to time. And then all of a sudden Christianity and Islam pops up out of no fucking where. They want you to believe it goes back thousands of years. We already told you that ones who believe that the victors write the story. Whitewash everything, change the narrative, and be fitted to those who didn't exist. While the main route of the Khazar Exodus led to the west, some groups of people were left behind. Okay, we covered that. Excuse me. Anyway, Crimea and the Caucasus, where they formed Jewish enclaves surviving into modern times. In the ancient Khazar stronghold of Tamataka, Taman, facing the Crimea across the Straits of Kerch, we hear of a dynasty of Jewish princes who ruled in the 15th century under the tutelage of the Genovese Republic. Pay attention, whoa! And later of the Crimean Tartars. the last of them. Prince Zachariah conducted negotiations with the Prince of Muscovy, who invited Zachariah to come to Russia and let himself be baptized in exchange for receiving the privileges of Russian noblemen. Zachariah refused, but Polak has suggested that in other cases, the introduction of Khazar Jewish elements into exalted positions of the Muscovite state may have been one of the factors which led to the appearance of the Jewish heresy, Zirovsky Bayovsky, among Russian priests and noblemen in the 16th century, and of the sect of Sabbath observers, Sorokniki, which is still widespread among Cossacks and peasants. Unbelievable. Is our foundation being laid now? Are we starting to see some things differently? Yeah, y'all. My apologies, y'all. I love y'all, man. It got me wound up. I went on Facebook, y'all. I went the fucking. I just hate that platform, just like I hate Instagram. I don't know why some of y'all still using fucking TikTok. I know that they cleared it up when they're not banning people like they was in the beginning, these goofy Chinese government agent motherfuckers. But still, there's nothing to prove no more. You motherfuckers are still just wanting to prove, but you're not doing shit. I need some peanut butter, y'all. You're not doing a goddamn thing. I'm on TikTok and they kept trying to block me, man. Motherfuckers starting to follow me out the ass. And I just said, you know what? I remember sending a message to them that says, "Yo, fuck you motherfuckers." And I closed my account. They didn't block it or not. I says, "Fuck you motherfuckers. We know you're here. Why don't you motherfuckers come from over there and bring your ass over here?" I said, the more the merrier. Because they ain't going to go how these fake motherfuckers have been telling you. They know what's going to happen to these motherfuckers. Let me tell you about these fake Khazar motherfuckers, these Ashkenazis. They know exactly what's going to happen to all these motherfuckers that's coming over here bus loads thinking they're going to do some shit. They just want to see. And that's the only warning I'm fucking giving. I had somebody thinking I permed my hair and straightened it. No, motherfucker, it's a fro. I lay it down. I put olive oil and rosemary. I ain't putting nothing in this morning, man. My shit was itching like a motherfucker. When I got that cold shower, I was like, oh, thank goodness. You would thought I had weave in my head walking around like this last night. Anyway, let's go into our brother, Behold a Pale Horse. Baggage. All right. So we were still talking about HR 40079 and FEMA. I think Lloyd, I think Snoo, they pulled a lot of that up. Y'all can go back to the other accounts and you can tap on those things. I was thinking about taking that Snoo, what you had posted those and copying them and putting them in the description. That way they in the description. Even though I have them on my tablet, and that way people could just, when they come down, they want to go. Copper Shaman, she really appreciates everybody purchasing stuff. She's getting stuff out. They helped her stay another week where she's at with her children. She's really appreciate y'all. I meant to send her $25, $30. I forgot. And I was like, oh my, I felt so embarrassed. But she's good, so I'll send some regardless. Because she probably should be getting a check coming this Friday or maybe next Friday. I don't know. I didn't talk to her because she's been real busy. So appreciate everybody going over there. ToLU'S Cherokee's got some new stones and stuff out. So you can check her out. She's in the description. TRU HERU's got some music out, some new music. We got Mac V. He's still putting. We need people to go and subscribe to his channel. What's wrong with y'all? It's not going to hurt you to go and subscribe to our brothers and sisters. We need to support our own. This is why I'm beating y'all up, because I'm tired of the bullshit. All right? I don't care if you're pale, whatever. I consider everybody my family. It doesn't matter what may come out of my conversations or what I say. You're either going to be part of the dynamic stability, or you're going to be part of the infusion of bullshit. So I'm calling you in either way. If you feel some way about one way, that means you are that. If you feel the other way about the other thing, that means you are that. You can be compromised by me, or you can be full in. It makes me no fucking difference. And I appreciate everybody. My people coming over, my beloved people coming over who support me from Mac Mean and our beloved brother Kira Meal. I can't wait till he gets his Instagram back up and running again if he chooses to. I support his lives. I'm always going to donate. I hope you guys do. Mac Mean, it's a big supporter for those who come over. I respect, mad love for you. But I'm going to say what needs to be said compared to what people want to hear be said. See, that's the problem with the world we live in. We want to be comfortable. No, we got to become uncomfortable. We have to go through it all again. And I ain't talking about some old weak-ass boot camp shit. I'm talking about some hard-to-the-grind kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's go ahead and pick up. I'm not going to go into the last minutes. I'm not going to do minutes here. Excuse me. Don Bell, and in parentheses it states, who writes a weekly report and reported on July 25th, 1975, that in May of 1975, the 303 Civil Affairs Group of the U.S. Army Reserves in Kearney, New Jersey, Kearney, for those who don't know, conducted an exercise to sharpen plans for a military takeover of the state government in New Jersey. That's right. Let me read that again. Don Bell, and in parentheses it states, who writes a weekly report and, a parenthesis, for those who don't get when I say end, or brackets, reported on July 25th, 1975, that in May of 1975, the 303rd Civil Affairs Group in the United States Army Reserves in Kearney, New Jersey, conducted an exercise to sharpen plans for a military takeover of the state government in New Jersey. That means the police, that means everything. Roll in, put them on, fight. That's why I tell you, y'all ain't ready. You motherfuckers ain't ready. You don't get it. Just even with me, Trump, and Westside and Ronald bounding, that ain't even really real bound. That's just moving and turning and shooting. The bounding is moving in sync in one line. All right. Somebody opens up full, covering the next person's retreat. And then when he's about done with empty, the next motherfucker opens up and he bounces back, 25, 30, 40 yards, 50 yards. And they go back as far as they got to go, whether it's a mile, whatever, still laying down, suppressing fire and making a way out of danger, depending on if mortars are coming in or tanks or something's flying over or drones chasing your ass. Y'all don't get it. The Vietnamese knew that's how they wanted numbers. They knew they were willing to lay their blood down for their land. And they whooped their ass. So what you got to say to that? But you motherfuckers think you're going to live through it, huh? Just selfish. And some of y'all will say, well, Reg, you got a thirst for death. No, a righteous one? You fucking ain't right. I have no problem to know that I worked and I did what I could to the last of my breath and existence, my fluid and blood on the ground, my mother, my earth, based upon my creator, with my kinfolk. You goddamn right. If it was to jump 1,000 feet into a gully strapped with all kind of nuclear explosives to take that motherfucker out, I dive with no parachute, knowing upon the impact I had to let this motherfucker go to get rid of them. You goddamn right I would. Y'all a bunch of cowards. According to a Colonel Francis Clark, they had conducted similar studies on how to seize municipal, and y'all want some more weak-ass sperm to give you weak-ass babies. What the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, municipal and county government over the past few years. But this was the first time they had studied state government. Such units were trained during World War II to operate captured governments in the foreign lands. We never called shit foreign on this earth. You see what the shit they've done anyway? God, dog. We never had federal troops training to take over governments in the United States. When local violence or catastrophe struck, the National Guard, under command of the governor, went into action. This is definitely not the situation at this time. controlling the masses. It's the next state. No, you got you niggas scared. On February 16th, 1975, in the San Gabriel Valley, red, god dog, it's rolling pintel, anyway, Gabriel Valley Tribune, it was reported that the LEAA, all right, funded by the Department of Justice and the Police Foundation, and in parentheses it states, funded by the Ford Foundation, and we know who Ford is, and are prime movers toward implementing a national police force. Each, however, contends they support local police agencies. The total program invoices military units that have the function of taking over the administration of local and state governments, as I stated prior. That program is Operation Cable Splicer. Who remembers that? Whoa, I remember reading something on that, a little pamphlet. By Army Civil Affairs groups, a subplan of Operation Garden Plot, and in parentheses, it states the martial law program. See? And look, I remember reading the pamphlet of that in high school. Yeah, it was in high school, reading the little pamphlet, because a lot of things were going around, Black Panthers, the socialist movement, this, that. Look at this, look at what they was going to do. And at that time, they were saying, oh, that's just conspiracy theory. That's what they do. Conspiracy is based on a theory, and theory is relevant to this conspiracy. But people don't know that. So they'll run it, use the conspiracy theories. You fucking ain't right, you dumbass. You moronic bastion. Anyway. The method by which the national police concept is being presented to the public has changed. It was first disguised under the cover of protection against civil disturbances. This program was as follows. A. Keep the people from gathering in the streets. B. Isolate and neutralize the revolution's leadership. C. Dispersal of crowds and demonstrators. That's Mossad. That's Ashkenazi bullshit. Fred Hampton. Want me to point out some others? You think the chief, Medgar Evers, just died in his front yard because a motherfucker said this is killing the fucking leader? Let's strike fear, kill some relatives. Let's kill Martin Luther King's mama. Right in the church. I'm just naming a couple. I'm not going through the whole shebang of the boom. Let's go and fricassee a couple of teenagers for no purpose at all and take the land and all the businesses. Fuck it, they ain't got the cities no more. The will to fight is not there no more. This is followed by successful prosecution in order to, 1, validate the action of police, 2, denying the arrestees propaganda materials, and 3, denying them the opportunity to recover money damages against the police for arresting them. And here you have the fake ass government, the fake ass judicial system, and the fake all the way around talking about, let's give them quality immunity, as if that means a fucking thing. It don't mean shit to me. And then they tell you, or they don't tell you, well, you know, they do have a trust, motherfuckers. You know, there's a bond. No, these fake ass esquires, the same motherfuckers you need to dump down motherfucking elevator shafts, but you'll sit there and entertain them. Fruitless motherfuckers. Excuse me, I don't advocate violence. It's just, I'm reading. Anyway, one more paragraph and we shall move the fuck forward. Let me quote for you the scenario which was developed for Cable Splicer 1, 2, and 3 to justify the needs for dealing with civil disturbances. Excuse me. Phew, that stuff tastes so good. Anyway, phase 1, even in a burp, it's still so delicious. Phase 1, an arrest and shooting provoke crowd unrest and threats against public officials, and a riot begins to form. Phase 2, police vehicles are ambushed. Various attempted assassinations of public officials occurred. Destruction and raiding of armories occur, and thousands of people begin to gather and local police lose control. Phase 3. Increased movement of rioters and the crowds must be dispersed before they become sympathetic with the rioters. The National Guard and the local police lose control. This scenario provides for an orderly transition from state to federal control, and the Deputy Attorney General of California commented at a Cable Splicer 3 conference that anyone who attacks the state, even verbally, becomes a revolutionary and an enemy by definition. They are the enemy and must be destroyed. This program was taught in almost every state west of the Mississippi River and included as participants local active military, reserve military, and civilian police. The course name was Civil Emergency Management Course, that is CEMC, okay? The official explanation that was to be given if any questions were asked about the program was, this activity is a continuous joint law enforcement military liaison effort in a continuation of coordination established last year. Remember, it was 1975 we're talking about there, okay? In 1976, the Oakland Tribune carried the most complete, it was all racist. It was about us on our land. Why would they create these things to do this to our people, and our people not turn around and create the shit and say, no, motherfucker, we have our own government, and then I guess we have force. We're still at fucking war. Because a lot of our people have been eating the motherfucking fake-ass cornflakes and all the other dumb shit and becoming little pussies. Anyway, Oakland Tribune carried the most complete explanation of what is planned. It is reported in its entirety in the National Chronicle, which added an analysis to the story. The Oakland Tribune's editor died suddenly after the story was published. And I quote, died suddenly after the story was quote. Listen, and I quote, last Saturday, the California National Guard unveiled a new law enforcement assistance force, LEAF, as I stated, a specially trained and outfitted military police unit whose members will serve as shock troops in the state's war against political protesters and demonstrators. But that's unconstitutional all the way through. I saw a full address exhibition of what the California National Guard has planned for the next American Revolution. Helicopters, SWAT teams, civilian military policemen in jackboots and helmets, 12-gauge shotguns, 38s, M45 caliber pistols, radios, walkie-talkies, and electrically controlled intelligence centers wired for instant communication with any police force in the state. And we'll go on to the rest of this, and I'll read all of it in its entirety next time. Because I really want to actually read. I should have waited to read this, because this is going to go on with something else. What do you think? Don't worry, when I read The Women of Lemuria, it's going to be pleasant for the women. I'm going to have my tea set up. I might even put on a suit top and, a Cartier. You know what I'm saying? I might even just, you know what I mean? And put a candle up, get everything dark and just right to read. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Change the backdrop. I don't know. But it's going to be befitting for the sisters, the beautiful sisters. And then I might just come in with a motherfucking tank top, might be there in motherfucking some shorts with my shit hanging out from the side and motherfucking break it down. Listen, I'm gonna read this book to you, babies. Y'all just listen. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna keep it solid. I can throw a little humor in. After all the darkness. DNA of the Gods, the Anunnaki creation of Eve, and the alien battle for humanity. Chris H. Hardy. See, I'm taking my time. All right. Anyway, we left off at self-centeredness yesterday. Then, as usual, my apologies again. Then, as usual, in any situation of dire mess, they call on Ningishzida, and in parentheses it states, certainly the one referred to as the craftsman of the gods in latter texts, the immensely cognizant thought. That's who Ningishzda is. To fathom a solution, thought thus had already revived Horus, mortally stung by a scorpion during his fight against Seth in the wars of gods and men. You know. Sitchin, drawing on his comprehensive knowledge of the tablets and the Anunnaki culture, describes how thought, okay, was, I'm not going to say that damn, Ningishzda, okay, sounds Japanese. Thought is what it was the one to carve out a passage leading to a shaft leading unto the king's chamber, and thus to save Murdoch. It leaves no doubt that the Giza Ikur, just as the original Ikur in Nippur, had all, yes, Tupac Shakur, as we want to go where this is coming from anyway, had all the MEs, the technology and hermetic science of its function, that of operating the bond heaven earth and the Duranki. Excuse me. I'm not tired, y'all. Above and beyond the powerful weapons, the text mentions, there must have been a computer loaded with astronomical data and a program to scan the sky and the actual state of the solar system. Now, in parentheses, it states, the famous tablet of destinies that Zu stole in Nippur, and the technology of a controlled tower for the interplanetary travels to scan and calculate the trajectories, and of course the means of communicating with Anu and Nibiru at large. Once Marduk, liberated, had departed, sent to exile, Nenurutu got inside the Great Pyramid and either stole or smashed all the magical technology artifacts. And we can see that in Lost Book 262-63. Wow. I don't have that book. That's another one to look into. I'm gonna slow down, don't worry. I've been ordering so many books. Anyway, and in the Lost Book 262-63, this is what it states. Bullet point 1. The Destiny Stone, astronomical data and calculus programs, as in the first, Iker, but Sitchin adds that it has the power to mark and track individuals with a killing ray. Sounds familiar to Nikola Tesla? Then the FBI and the fake government stealing it? Naruto ordered for it to be smashed. Anyway, bullet point 2. The heart of the Iker emitting a net force. Emitting a net force. Is that kind of like a repeater thing? 5G? Bullet point 3. The Gog stone, or stone of directing, determines trajectories and directions. You know my 3 stones outside? All the stuff that I do with the grounding and the plants and a certain mathematic and my emblem, my hanging on my door, never touch, they have become magnetized. I am serious. The stones have become magnetized. Do not ask. I can show you. Where they're standing at, I went to pick it up and I was like, this thing's a mag. And I just moved back. The 2 trees that I hug and I lean up against and I meditate. I shouldn't be saying nothing, but I don't care. They have literally become magnetized. 3 different forms of stone. I am serious. I'll show you. Let me get through this. Anyway, bullet point number 4. 27 pairs of Nibiru crystals inserted in the groves that are still visible nowadays in the Grand Valley. Nunorta took whatever was still intact after his fight with Marduk. And bullet point 5. And last but not least, the apex stone, or Ben Kapstone, at the tip of the pyramid, the most sacred stone of the pyramid, which in the true, that's why they never show it. We're gonna leave it at that. We'll pick this up later. Pyramids of Giza. They're not the youngest. They're actually all the same age, y'all. There's different series, though. Different series. All right. The great so-called pyramid, they never show you that one. They show you the fake one that's got the bullshit cap. No, the other one's flat. The cap was removed. Who removed it? No, none of us could have. You see, that's why I keep saying, what we think we know, we don't know. Now, let me show you what I was talking about. See those stones? See these stones? It's magnetized. It's even though, look, I'm not playing, y'all. It's magnetized. It's even right here is magnetized. Oh, okay. Now it's become too heavy. But listen, look at this. Is that pretty awesome? Now we've had winds and everything. It's magnetized. It's not as strong as what you would think, but it is. I feel when I pull it up, I feel it. It's magnetized. Even this one. I'm not playing. Oh no, I could go and kick it and knock it over. The dog come by. The dog came by yesterday playing with me, and he was just going crazy, right? The big German Shepherd, old. He's about, I don't know, maybe 18, 19. I feed him. I always give him some like raw steak or something to keep going, you know. And he bumped into it and it didn't fall over. And I was like, wait a minute. So this is where my circle is, where I do my thing every morning. It's becoming, the soft sand is becoming hard. It's like it's taking on another, I don't know. I'm not sitting trying to figure it out either. I'm allowing it. And I always face true north. All right? It's like looking through my building. All right? I don't face my truck. I don't face side by side in the back. I face true north. Don't ask me, because it wasn't magnetized not that long ago. And at my door, all of a sudden I got a weed growing up, and they're scared to cut it. Everybody's scared to come over here and cut the damn weed. I'm like, you cut the weeds out there now. He's like, I'm not going over there. The Spanish people were scared. I didn't do nothing. I'm as righteous can be, as far as the word goes. But that shows you that people are nosy. It shows you that motherfuckers are watching. They want to see what happens, and it's gonna be too late. You're not gonna see shit. But I just want to share that with you. You saw it. We get high winds come through here, dust storms and everything. This is not made up. It's not made up. It's not like the dumbass is sitting there. I put a picture of the giant little guy peeking out through the legs, and it's Photoshop. But it's not what they think. That's literally a big, giant motherfucker for real. What it is nobody's doing the time to take the research. It's all these little emotional, effeminate niggas and these people that know everything but never caught, but know nothing else and think they got me in something. Oh, we caught him. These dumb niggas. And you know they always come in a liberal fucking state. The ones who are wayward thinkers. And see, I test people, and nobody even knows that I'm testing their dumb ass. They talk grand and big, and they all smooth and all calm and this, that, and the other. But I'm testing their asses, and they're not even getting it. I test every fucking body. I told y'all that. If you think I ain't testing you, you's a dumbass. I want some chocolate. This is my day of a little bit of sugar, y'all. Shut the fuck up. I might even have a glass of wine. Oh, look, I have fun, y'all. Don't get it fucked up. And the niggas know it. They know it. Y'all know I have fun now, goddammit. I had your ass rolling. Then I'd be killing it. All right. You know what? I'm going to save this for the gods of Eden and the Anunnaki. Because it's starting to fit with everything that I read in the Book of Giants. To watch us now, we're at a certain point halfway in the book where it starts to fit the giants of North America, the gods of Eden, and the Anunnaki and Hathors. Trust me, I read ahead. And it's starting to, now I can bring this to those books. So what I'm going to show you, well, that's the reason why I was reading these. So I can catch up to a certain point as far as the religious dichotomy, the giants, Nephilim, the watchers, based on the custodials and Anunnaki and the Anakin. I found a book based on the Anakin. I'm going to buy it. Don't worry, y'all. You can donate if you want. But I found a book. So these right here, now I can take the Book of Giants, which you would have thought I would have read with Enoch. That's not the original Enoch book that I have. Okay? I have a more expensive one. I'm going to read on here. That's my personal reading. Not taken away from you, but you can get the damn book yourself. So all these will go together just like this now. One of the most beautiful things that Snoo did was when she showed me the gods of Eden. And she put money in my purse, in my Cashapp to buy this. So I got it. And then as I've been reading, now some of y'all know that some of these books right here are old. I've had these for a long time. All right. I've had these for a very long time. Right. These are my studies. And you see with the tablets and all that shit, the green tablets and yellow tablets, they fit perfectly together. And I have the book Gilgamesh coming. So, Nimrod. That's a big book. Let's get right into exposing the exposition. Howdy Macalcian. It's the 1851-1915 exposition, revised from its 2019 to 2021. That's Chicago. That was ancient. They destroyed that shit. They didn't build that. And that's the capital. They filled in the water, lake, and everything. They just destroyed ancient history. Yeah, plucked up. It's very disturbing. All right. Anyway, the other day, when we was going over Portland, Maine, 1866, and Boston Fire, 1872. So this is Portland, Maine. I want to show y'all again. 1866 is Portland, Maine. That is not a fire. That is destruction from above. Same thing here, okay, with Boston. That's not a fire. See, that's concrete, stone, even rebar, destroyed. Those are explosions, just like they did to our people in Oklahoma, in our grand city there. To which we rebuilt, just like we rebuilt the Capitol and everything else. Isn't it amazing how we rebuilt the shit? They didn't. And I went over the strange heat damage and all that stuff. Remember? Excuse me, my hair looking crazy. Anyway, it's curly. Anyway, we have two more oddities with the presentation of the city fires. And the first is that though they caused tremendous damage, very few people died, often just one or two. And that's in parentheses. Would not many more be swept by it at night, caught up in the upper floors or buildings? Maybe the few deaths results are a message. We also have the odd photos of people posing for selfies with the destruction in the background. And in parentheses it states, such as in San Francisco, or with military troops standing in front of the fire damage, almost as if they were showing off a trophy, because they blew it up, mortars and this and another. Another is all the Civil War photographs of cities destroyed in the southern U.S. Look carefully at Richmond, Virginia, or other cities. First, what you see are remnants of particular Roman and Greek style buildings. Then what you see from destruction is not really what would be capable of cannon attacks of that time, unless you took 50 cannons, stood them outside of buildings, and fired over and over again for hours. It is more like controlled dynamite to the buildings, or some other form of high-powered attack. That possibly means the Civil War could be nothing like we have been told. I keep telling you, my great-great-uncle said it was fake. It was not a Civil War. They were fighting giants on both sides. It was, and people don't want to listen to me. And here I am, the only motherfucker that actually knew them. And then when I hit these fake-ass sons of Confederacy, I hit these fake fraudulent motherfuckers who were first born in this country, and they get quiet. I named my great-great-uncle's names. Who I am. As far as my relatives. That ain't some fucking fictional pale skin of some fake white motherfucker. And they all get quiet. Yeah. Anyway. Another... Shit pisses me off. But anyway. That possibly means the Civil War could be nothing like we have been told. That it may have not been a real war, but a mop-up operation to destroy architecture in southern U.S. states and round up remaining survivors. That is how unsure we are about history, and that's what it was. And many of our people fought the fuck back, and they get taken. And they were like, holy shit, these motherfuckers can fight. But by that time, they already moved in, weak-ass niggas up north, and this, that, and the other. The ones that they murdered, swept away from lakes and dams they built in secrecy and quiet, murdering millions of our fucking people, not no Mongol and this, that, and the other to take our fucking place, as if I didn't it was going to work, but those of us in the South still existing. The weak are being put on death marches. That's why I say, all these people pushing all that shit, I watch them. And I'm sitting there looking at them. And I like one and be like, but you're so far off the fucking fajita, off the chart, in the wrong fucking direction. And I watch them just trying to build some kind of, some ego shit. Yes. I'm one of them. You would think they'd be a little wiser. I gotta call Paul Cook, man, and give him some information too. Anyway, he's a good brother right there. People like him, those are meaningful brothers and sisters that move like him. Not politicians talking about these worthless motherfuckers. But people like him, those are the ones we need on our corner, on our side. I'd love to see him here in America. I'd be like, yo, man, I got us some room, bro. Let's move, man. Let's go out here and walk the trenches and the canyon and far as we can go, this, that, and other. I bet he'd be here too. Especially when I say, hey, look, man, we got weed over here, recreational. Anywho. Anyway, destroy architecture in southern U.S. states and round up remaining survivors. Or Punch Bowl, hello, and there's a few others besides the Punch Bowl. That is how unsure we are about history when we really look at it with a critical mind. It forces every part of it to be brought up again for new examination. Some in this alternative historical research community believe that these fires might be plasma discharges from the solar system or dome firmament, depending on who is making the suggestion. And that was in parentheses, excuse me. And some see them as worldwide volcanic earthquake upheavals. No. Others see them as deliberately started, perhaps EMP devices, possible. As electromagnetic pulverizers or polarity, I don't know. That's a little too weak. And in order to destroy many of the old ancient buildings of the cities, or at least as a way to kill off the inhabitants very quickly without the need for ground warfare, it is definitely something to think of. For there is almost no U.S. or Canadian city in the late 1800s, early 1900s that did not go through a major fire. A few even claim that it is the result of an H.G. Wells' real-life War of the Worlds alien attack and takeover of Earth. I'm not going to go that far. But again, since we have no idea what really occurred there, even that has to be kept on the table as a possibility. Recall Wells wrote that Wells wrote that story in the 1890s in England. H.G. Wells, y'all, in the 1890s. Almost at the end of this fire phenomenon. H.G. Wells was part of the whole thing with his fake Ashkenazi ass self. We're gonna stop right there. Goddamn, it's gonna start getting into the photos and everything. Now, see what I just did? I got all y'all thinking. Hold on, because you still were holding on to the narrative of the Civil War, even though I told you. My great uncle said that's not what happened. Even though I told you, but just reading that little part right there got you all like this. I keep telling you, it's all a fucking lie. Maybe you believe me now. Let me shout you guys out. It was good having you here. I got some water, else I'll get a headache. A little bit of water. It's got lemon in it. Perfect. It ain't too strong. Thank goodness. Yours is over there. It's got lemon, Papa. Yeah, it's got lemon. Yeah, lick your foot. Play it off. Shout y'all out. Excuse me. Oh, what's going on, Jack? What's going on, beloved? Hey, Snoo. Rondo. Grandmother, me. Grandmother, poor. You already got that now. Alicia, what's happening? What's going on, beloved? That's my girl, Snoo. APJR. Tolo. Hey, grand elevations. You next gonna get some beautiful, wonderful. Mikey Hill, yeah, it's awesome. Comic books. Which one is that? Snoop. Which one is that? The one I was talking about, the steps or the Theosophical Society? Hey, Roy, what's going on, family? How you doing, kinfolk? U.S. Army Order of Battle, 1919-1941. Yep. Suppression. Yep. The motherfuckers, what? It's something else, you know what I'm saying? What? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and check all them motherfuckers out. Poetry. That must be Mark Twain. Definitely. Use your base to detest the rocks. Nah, I didn't know I was gonna do that. No, trust me, they're magnetized. The scissors and cut that weed. No. I just wanted to show y'all this magnetized, and you saw it. I'm not even gonna explain it. Things are happening. I'm not gonna. They see enough and they're watching, so it's not that serious. You know what I mean? Yo, Benji, what's cracking, brother? What's going on? Hey, Trey, what's going on? Trey Hero, what's going on? Yes, that's right. The war exacted a trouble to indigenous people. One cherry gets similar to an Indian terror died from violence, starvation, and war-related illnesses. Yeah, but it was worse than what people even know. Despite the fact that Americans was discovered that their tribal land were even less secure after the war. Exactly. And here it is. I am the guard. And here it is. And here we are. And they keep making fake rules and laws because they have enough dumb-ass obedient fucktards to follow suit with the fake laws and everything else as if they're really meaningful. That's how conditioned and programmed motherfuckers are. But you must not follow suit. That's why they're spraying and doing all the dumb shit they do, but you can't let that control or rule you either. You dig what I'm saying? You can't. You just cannot. They've got a lot of dumb motherfuckers, all right? And I don't say that with hate. Excuse me. But they do have a lot of dumb motherfuckers. I'm going to try the Neuromag, the L-Thornate today. That's later on, though. I'm going to switch it up, and then tomorrow I'm going to take a break for about 4 days from taking any kind of magnet, because I eat plants. I eat, you know what I'm saying? You can't, but it's good to have natural, and it's good. And this is not synthetic, so there's a difference. I always tell people, you're going to get your vitamins. I use 3 kinds when I do take them, when I decide not to take them. Life extension is really, really good as far as DHA and all that. And then my favorite, because of Turkestan, is the double wood supplements. They're phenomenal. And the other one, a lot of y'all know that I'm utilizing the NMN, Black Forest. Now there's other stuff, but I'm not going. They have a Verta Turkestan, but I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to stick with the other one that I use. And then, sea moss and all that shit. But even that, you don't want to take too much. You overdo it. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate everybody. I'm throwing out some salmon. I want some salmon today and tomorrow. And today, I believe I'm going to have my salt salad. So if I get those, I'm going to take that for 2-3 days and kick my fasting. Gotta have the salt salage. You gotta have magnesium. I've got about 5 different kinds, but I only use 3. I use the one that I soak in with hot ass water. I literally boil 2 big pots, like for the whole block spaghetti, like of water. And when I say the water is steaming hot, I get into water that is already warm, and I slowly incorporate with hand pads that hot water in. And let me tell you something: you get the sweating, and that dead sea salt that should get up in them pores in your body. That's the best way to get magnesium into your body, help with clarity and everything else. You know what I'm saying? Your skin. If you want to get collagen to deal with your skin and stuff like that, go ahead and just get some bone broth. You know, get some bone broth. You know, I go to the butcher shop. Depending on what the bones was chopped and from what cows it came from, because I think they killed the last of the natural cows, and this shit now might have that all up in it. But anyway, get you some motherfucking them hip bones and shit like that. Thigh, you know, get the motherfuckers, crack them shits with a mallet, put them in some motherfucking purified water, and boil them shits, and just keep adding water all day, and you get that good bone broth. Strain that shit off. Take that shit. Add you some parsley, some cilantro, chop you up some raw onions, heat it up, and drink that shit up. You got collagen, stave off the arthritis, you know, help you a little bit. And if that doesn't help, get you some selenium, and make sure you get you the kiwi, scrub it good, eat the whole thing, brown part and all. Eggs. I'm just saying, y'all, for those who are eating meat, so that way you know how to go ahead and incorporate things to benefit your body for recuperation, because they're going to stop giving out medication like they did in certain countries, and motherfuckers are dropping dead, and you don't hear the fake ass media talking about it. You must know how to survive. And then there's certain things you need to know how to go by the rivers or whatever that's still there that ain't been too poisoned, and how to purify them the best way you can, unless they're using something that your purification won't cleanse. I'm just saying, if you don't have life straw and all those kind of things, you got to fucking learn how to dig, people. And I mean, it's got to get a team together, and you motherfuckers going to have to find certain points using what you call it rods to find water, because the shit's work. You just hold them loosely in your hand, put your thumb at a certain point, put your back up against the tree, get the protons firing off, ground your feet barefoot. That's why you can be barefoot, and the motherfucker will take you to water, especially when your body's less meaningful as far as, you know, what it's comprised of. And when you get there, you're going to have to get a team, and you're going to dig, motherfuckers. Dig, 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 until you start seeing water or moisture. When you start seeing that moisture, dig. If you fall in the cavern, that means you found a new world, motherfucker. But dig until you get to that goddamn water. Unless you got a river that's fucked up, then you dig in 12 feet where the water comes in, and then that, where it comes in, you rock that off, and then you dig another hole, another 12 feet. When it comes over there, now the chances is that water's purified. Simple shit. But god damn it, wouldn't you rather die of thirst knowing that you was fighting to get it in a better form of it? I'm just saying, y'all. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. Hope y'all appreciate it. I do have an area where y'all can go look at. You can purchase things from certain people. Nobody's paying me anything. Just donations for books. That's all I seek from everybody. Not asking for much. They say some gave all, some gave some. I hope I'm giving more than enough. Okay? I'm not seeking holistic care and relying on pharmacy meds. You're screwed. Yes. This is a fact. Love you, motherfuckers.